What's up, people? It's your boy Spaces, man, and today we got a brand new video. But what I want y'all to know is one thing, man. I have to be honest with y'all, man. Your boy just don't have a lot of time to edit videos, so it has stopped my progress. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this thing real nice and raw, man. We're gonna keep it to the point, right to the point, with no chaser, man. So what we're gonna be doing is like a live stream, but it's gonna be recorded, and there's gonna be very small edits, and this is gonna be the new future of this a video channel or music channel or whatever you want to call it. So you're gonna get all the mess ups, all the hiccups, and all of that good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I edit something, but for the most part, we're gonna be getting these little long, well, I ain't gonna make them long. I'm just gonna make them real short. But anyway, this is the way it's gonna be. We're not gonna get all that beautiful little editing and all that, man. We're gonna keep it a whole G on this show from now on, man. That's just what it is. I hope y'all can respect that, and we're gonna move forward today. But anyway, what we're gonna be doing today, man, I want to show y'all ways that you can flip a loop in Output Arcade. And I have a track that I've been working on, so I just want to show y'all what I've been doing. Before we go into that though, make sure you subscribe. There we go with another video, another mess up, and we just did it again. But I hope you will like, subscribe, and share this video, man, to all the people that you want to share with. Anybody that's flipping loops, you trying to stay away from those lawsuits and all those different things, you can definitely do it, man. But Arcade has a way of just really taking a loop and making it crazy, man. So that's what we're gonna do today. All right, so looking at the thing here, I'm in Studio One, of course, and I'm gonna just play the track here. All right, so what I want to do is I have all these little parts. Now this is just the beginning of a track. This track probably won't sound like this. It's just something that I wanted to share as I was doing it, and so break down a little bit of parts of it. So what we'll do first is this little part here. This is like a just a underneath loop, I guess you can call it. All right, and so you have that. Then you have this is like the main guitar lick. Now, and this is the hats, and then we'll add the machine to it. I love it, man. And so that's really just the beginning of what I came with. And what I did was I took a couple loops, and you'll see it'll be easier to really show it to you how this whole thing was broke down. So that's what we'll do. I'll just show it to you on here. Now, the arcade, I want to say this is the loop. Yeah, this is the one. This is the original loop. Now, I could have kept that and just kind of dissected it, but I wanted to do something just a little different with it. And so I came in the arcade, and the way I flipped it was this. I went here and created a pattern, and this is the resequencer or resequence. And what I did, I took that same loop and just nope, that's the wrong one. That is the wrong one. See, y'all gonna be getting all these little mistakes I be doing. See, this is the stuff that I have to edit. But anyway, I think it's this one. No, this is the one, but it's not right though. I think I changed it with one of the other loops. I don't know. But anyway, the whole I'm gonna redo it right now. So I have and so I know what I did. I know what I did. All right. That's what I did wrong. Okay. So this came from 2 to 6 and then to 9. So yep, that's what it was. I ended up changing the markers, messing around. But what you can do with this is that you can take the loop itself and you can squeeze in on this just to kind of see what it is. But I just set these loop markers where I wanted it to play. This is your volume here. This is the point where you want it to play at. And so I just pieced this together the way I wanted it to sound based on what feel I was trying to get from it. So I went from then I made it now I could have let's see, let's go to this one. We're gonna make another one here. Now, what will happen is the actual markers will stay the same for all of the resequence. So either one of the resequence you have, the markers will be the same, but you can create different loops with the markers, if that makes sense. So let's see. So I have the 1, 2, 6, 9, 3, 4. These are markers. These numbers represent these markers. And so you have the actual step length here. And so I want this to play slow. I want it to play slower. So instead of it doing 1-4, I want it to do 1-8, which is instead of it doing 1-8, I want it to do 1-4. So it will actually slow the loop down itself. So let's see here now. Let's see. Now, I'm just going to play around. So I see I got 6. Let's do 9. Then we'll do 7. We'll say 2, 2, 1. I don't know. You just play around just for the sake of time here. And then and so it's kind of its own little vibe, if you want to call it that. So the markers just create where you want it to play. Now, if I really want to go deep into this, I could take the this is the speed that is going in. So and so it just takes just makes it a half time slower is what it does. Or you can speed it up or keep it the same. Now you can also, if you know that you want this to equal This is 8 steps. So if I want to change these lengths, I can do the triples or the doubles. Either way, as long as they equal up to that. So I won't go too deep into that. I'll just leave it. You can create how many steps you want by how many the speed that you wanted it to make it do whatever you're trying to get it to do. All right, so we'll look at that. That's how you do the resequencing. So what I'll show now is I have another one, and I didn't use this, but it was set up for to be used, and is this loop here. Now I was using this one and this one. These are the two. These are playheads, which mean that within this space, you can set this playhead to start wherever you want it. And so as you see on this one, I have the playhead starting here, and so it will start where I have the playhead, but it will only play within this amount. And then I have the other one at another spot of the loop itself. Now, let's just say I wanted this to start here, and then I wanted to loop here. And so what it will do is it's going to play from the playhead all the way through, and then it'll loop within the loop area. So and that's how that will work. So if I wanted that, wherever I wanted this to play at, this loop head is going to start it. Now, if I wanted this to reverse, all that, or I can do half time, or I can do 1/8, 1/4, whatever time I want to do. Now, this point here is where you can jump to a cue point, and the cue point will take you here. Now, if I turn this off, it's just going to play within the loop. It will not use the cue point, which is here. So that's how you would do with the playhead. Now, you also have the repeaters, and the repeaters, what they do is, if you want to take this loop and play it through, and so you got the repeaters. Now I could take this and do however many I want, and I can randomize this and play it. And you can find some real gems in this little thing. So if you wanted to, I guess, like speed it up or something like that, you can do that. So there's so many different ways you can mess with this. You just have to find what you're looking for. And it can be really creative. Now I know you have like a looperator. They have all kind of different things that can do this. I just use Arcade to do it because not only will it do that, but it will find it'll find a key for you also. So if you drag let's see here, like if you drag this in, you'll see this is actually in A minor. This auto-tuned it +3 so it can match the C minor up here. It's because I have my C minor locked. And so as you can see, I have this, it is in E minor, and then it's subtracted 4 to make it C minor. Now I have the speed at half speed. Now I could have, but it was too fast. So I wanted. Now, not only can you do this with it, but you can come in and this is your volume. You got panning, you got attack, release, crossfade. You can go advanced. This is at 60 BPM. So you can speed it up, slow it down. It's in the 4/4 time. As you can see, this is in the key of G or E, whatever. But it plays, it's in the E minor, but it plays in C minor because it has a tuning here. Now you have cutoff, all these different ways of creating this thing. So, all right. So now what we'll do is I want to show you how when you do your loops or whatever. Now I don't know if you can tell, but this has some distortion on it, and it has a reverb on it, and it has some echoes on there. So I want to show you how to do that. All right, so when we go in here, we have this little area over here, and you have your mixer, your macro overview, and then your modulation overview. And so this is all of your different keys that you're playing. You have Sin 1, Sin 2. Now, this is where you can rename it if you want. Now, I have my name on here as reverb, and so I'll just like name this reverb. And then you'll know in Sin 1, this is your reverb. I have a reverb going to a stereo delay. As long as the volume's up on both of those over here on the dry wet, you will see this all in one chain. That's how these work. This is the first chain from the Sin 1. This is the other one from the Sin 2. So I have this routed to the reverb. So if I turn this, well, I'll just do it with my mouse. If I turn this reverb up or down, matter of fact, I'll turn this down too. I got grid, delay, and all that on there. So we'll go here, just dry sound. Right? Now, if I add this reverb, so do I have it turned? I think I turned the other part off. So let's go back here. That's another day. As you can see, this is the feed that you're getting. And that's what you're getting there. So if I wanted to make this bigger, and then I can just turn up here. So I'm turning the Sin 1 because I want Sin 1 to give me that reverb. So if I turn that off, hold on. Oh, lesson number 1. All right, so I have the reverb up here. But what I'm going to do is I want this. This is going to be my wet and dry. I want it to go to the reverb macro. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my reverb and I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to send it to reverb. And so now I want to go 100%. And so I'm going to just, no, maybe not 100, but up a little bit. And so I bring this down so I can adjust where I want this to go. So as soon as it's down, well, I still got that delay on there. Hold on I got the delay on there. So we'll do the same thing with the delay because I wanted to do at the same time. We're going to send it there. And then we'll take, sometimes you have to kind of play with it to make it do what you're trying to do. So I'm going to bring this back. And that way when I take it up, it'll do both. I don't want that delay to be too much. So now you have a dry signal, but I'm gonna turn it up. Add a little bit more delay. Right? All right. So from dry to wet. And you can play with it anywhere in between. And what'll happen if you see here, if I go, now I have this signal into my atom pad here. So I'm going to go, you'll see it go up. And you can also automate this where so you can do up and you can just automate it to do the or throw. In the industry they call it a throw. You'll see a throw. And so you can set the automation up to do any of it. It doesn't matter what you want it to do. You can set it up to do any of these knobs in arcade. You can do throws or stutters or whatever you want to do with automation. So we do it like that. So when you same exact thing would go for the delay. Now I have the multi delay in Sin 2. So we're gonna go to Sin 2 and make sure this is going to Sin 2. We'll turn it up just a little bit here. Same exact thing. I'm going to set this to delay. And so I'll go here to the delay and make sure I turn it up. And then you have to do, I always try to make sure this is all the way down. That way I have more control over it instead of having that not having control. And then you'll hear the delay or anything in the mix when you don't want it to. So I want to have that control for it. All right, so now we're going to do the delay. This is the actual multi-delay. And so I have this delay set up is going panning. This is going to be left, right, and then left. But I also got the volumes of it here. Feedback, high pass, low pass, the rate, the amount, all of that is in one thing. And you will hear that little. And if you got headphones on, you can hear it going left to right because of the way I have it set up. You make sure we snap it in place there. And so that's how you do the effects and chains here. And so from, let's see, we'll go back to here. All right, so now I also have the distortion here. Now I'm gonna name this delay. I think I named it. Well, let's name it delay. So I also have the distortion. Oh, I can't get my words together. See, y'all getting all these edits. Y'all getting everything. I ain't changing nothing. But anyway, we got the distortion here. And it is the distortion. I have it set up under the grit is where I have the distortion at. And so with the distortion, this is what you're hearing. And so I have this coming in and it's going to the compressor. So at the same time, it goes up also. So if I turn it down. So I have the compressor and a distortion running at the same time. So it's in a what we call a master chain here. But because I'm controlling the wet of it, the dry and the wet of it, then it's on when I want it to be on. I have the control of it. So if I wanted to add distortion to it, I can at any given time, and I can, like I said again, I can automate it, and it'll go through in whenever I want it to. Instead of just automatically being there, I can control it, if that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. So with the distortion there, so I have all three. I have reverb, delay, and grid. Now, what I want to do, let's do this. I'm gonna do a crazy little trick that I love to do at times on the reverb sometime. Um, so on the sides, no, the let's see which one. I'll do it with the, let's see. Let's see, I'll turn the reverb up. So it's gonna give me a really big reverb. So I want the delay, I mean the decay. I want it to give me a big one, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some modulation. I'm gonna do an LFO. And as you can see, this baby's moving. Right? It's giving me a little wiggle room there. So I'm gonna go here to the modulation. Now I have this running into 1. So when I chose this one, I went into modulation 1. If I wanted to go in modulation 2, I could have just chose 2, but I'm in 1. So all right, so that's the one. When I go here, I'm going to go to modulation 1. That's where I'm at. Now, I got all these different little wave patterns that I can use, and I'm going to use, I guess, that one. And I'm going to add me a little room to it. I'm going to slow it down so you can really hear it. And I don't know if you can really hear it, but it's actually moving the echo. And so let's see. Add a little chaos to it. And what I do is I turn it all the way down. You can hear just the end. It gives this effect. It has this certain effect at the end of the reverb that is just different. It's just different. It just sounds different. I like different. So when you hear it, oh, what's going on? If you can hear that little tang at the end, I love that. I love that. So that's what we're doing with the reverb. We got it moving. It's moving big time. So it's got that little thing, and so you can hear it in the track itself. I printed it already, so you don't hear the effect of it at the end like you would if I played it through Arcade. But another thing that you can do in Arcade too is I have this little loop here. In this little loop, let's go back up here. If it's gonna play for me, oh, I gotta mute it. That's why. Now I have it filtered, and so if I turn the filter off, all right, and so same thing. I have this loop running through 1 and 2. So everything that's up right now, which is got your reverb, delay, and grid. I'm gonna turn the delay down just a little bit. that a little bit, and I turn the grid just a little bit, just so I can really play with that sound that it has. And I only wanted that one part. And that's how we got to and so you have the so I just wanted it to be underneath the track. I didn't want it to have a lot of presence to it. So that's how we played that, man. So that's just how I go with what we doing today. Yeah. So hopefully, man, you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it really opened your eyes to arcade. I know a lot of people use arcade for what it already has, but I use it all the time for just loops that I've stored over time, loops that I use sound.com, Splice, all these different places, and I just take those loops and really dissect them just to make them my own sound, my own track. There, I can go deeper. I can make the sound, slow it down and pitch shift it, and all kind of things. You can do anything you want to try to do to a loop. You can do it in arcade. So I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. And so see y'all on the next video. Peace.